why is ego bad? And ego is bad because it's not just because it shifts responsibility away from yourself, but the reason why shifting responsibility away from yourself is bad is because it distracts you. It doesn't get you focused on what you need to be focused on, right? So for example, right now, when you talk about like how you feel like there's a target on your back, and you also spoke about how like people tend to flame you and they don't give you credit for the amount of effort and work that you're putting in. What is it? Is it voice chat, team chat, people flaming you?
If I'm being honest with you about this, I think it's 50-50. Like some of the pressure is peer, you can say peer pressure, but I think it's more inner pressure, you know?
Yeah.
Like yourself are your worst critic.
Yes.
So it's like nobody knows how much you're underperforming more than yourself.
Of course. There's a very funny dichotomy. There's a balance where some people I work with, the hardest people I work with, are the people that are totally not self-aware. It's not their fault. It's the other people's fault. They play well. They play great. They don't make very many mistakes. They argue, a lot of ego, right? Yeah. And I don't coach those people very often because those people usually don't look to get coaching because they don't think they're doing anything wrong, right? They're the ones that talk about ELO, hell, and all that kind of stuff. But then there's the opposite, and the funny thing is that they're almost as hard, where people that not necessarily are bad with it, but there's they put a lot of pressure on themselves. They take a lot of responsibility. But the problem with that is that becomes a distraction. Why is ego bad? And ego is bad because it's not just because it shifts responsibility away from yourself, but the reason why shifting responsibility away from yourself is bad is because it distracts you. It doesn't get you focused on what you need to be focused on, right? You're thinking about how bad your teammates are. Okay, well, when you're too hard on yourself, the problem is the same. You're not thinking about what do I need to be doing better, what do I need to be doing next fight. You're still focusing on, oh, this guy's trolling, this guy's throwing the lobby, but that person is you, right? Yeah. You're distracting yourself. You're like, oh man, I'm so bad. I need to make. Oh, I got a clutch here. No, stop distracting yourself. Play the game. So it's less annoying to be hard on yourself, but it's oftentimes just as bad.
Yeah, like I think one of my most biggest hurdles is the fact that I get to how do I say it? I get to invested in it every single match sometimes. Like it's a thing that ebbs and flows. Sometimes I achieve a level of relaxation that I just don't care. And
when does that happen? Do you know when?
When I get fed up, basically, and I'm just going to play. And sure. Oddly enough, it happened yesterday. Basically, I said, okay, I had enough of playing Genji, of playing DPS, and getting diffed because I'm not the best DPS.
It felt like at that point, you just didn't care anymore, right? You had nothing to lose. That's a very dangerous mindset for someone to be in, and in a good way, right? Where you have nothing to lose, and so you just play. And when you're just playing and not thinking and just and getting upset and distracted, you just play good. Right? I guess for you, it's like that maybe is your challenge, is for you to be finding ways that you can approach the game more often to where it's more, you're focusing more on the fun and you're putting less pressure on yourself to try and win and perform and to do what you ought to do, what your role is, because like, let's face it, right? You're not going to be playing perfectly regardless. It's impossible. You're silver/gold on tank. Again, going back to the basics of like, what do I enjoy? Do I need to be putting pressure on myself to perform? No, I just play what's fun for me and what I want to practice at, and then that's it. That's really all it is.
Like if I was very obsessed with ranking up, I would just pick the meta and one trick the meta until I got the rank I feel I deserve.
Right. But you say that you're not obsessed about that, and yet you put so much pressure on yourself to perform that you feel like you perform worse. Or you do all these shenanigans where you're scared of playing Doomfist, so you play Genji so that you can learn Doomfist better. Like all these silly things that you do. So you're not telling yourself the truth.
it's a contradiction,
Yes.
honestly.
Yes. It's a contradiction, not because it doesn't make any sense, but because you're not telling yourself the truth.
Yeah, unfortunately, humans, we are contradictory.
Yeah.
Contradictory.
I agree with that. So for you, it's finding ways to be honest with yourself and push yourself a little bit in the right direction. Don't push yourself to win more games. Push yourself to play more Doomfist. You know, don't push yourself to perform better. In fact, you need to do the opposite, but push yourself to just play the game for fun. If it like this is the funny thing, push yourself to enjoy the game more. Put that as more of a priority. Have more fun, and less on.
Essentially, I need to find my iris.
Yes, exactly. You need to find your iris.
Exactly. If you know, I'm trying to be a Senyata main dancer.
Yeah, listening out is great. Yeah, but it is true. It is true. Like it's funny. Like for some people, it's about focusing harder and working more efficiently. For some people, it's about just enjoying the game and having more fun. And for most people, it's both. It's both having more fun and being more efficient with how you're playing.